I'm asked often either in my Facebook group or by a client, how long is this going to take? Like, how long does it take to heal? How long am I going to have to feel like this? I'm tired of feeling like this. I get it. I remember it very well. And so if you're asking that question today, how long is it going to take me to heal? Let's talk about that a little bit. So stay tuned. So the length of time it takes to heal, let me just say this, it depends. And I wish I could give everybody a cookie cutter, like, okay, well, by month X, you're going to be feeling X. But it doesn't work that way. Now, there is a generic timetable out there where, and I'll just kind of roughly give it to you. But then I'm going to give you all the caveats after, so don't hang your hat on this. But typically the first few months of affair recovery, a lot of it is spent in shock and numb, and it's that first part of grief where you're in denial and like this cannot possibly be happening. And once grief really starts kicking in and you're going through anger, usually between month 3 and 6, or maybe 3 to 9, depending, your emotions are all over the place. And that's when you're really feeling it kick in. And that's when I think a lot of my clients struggle the most in that time frame with how they're feeling. By month 9, between 9 and 11, I think some clients start to feel, okay, well, this still hurts and it's not fun, but I think I'm going to be okay. But then you hit months 11 through 13, which is the 1-year anniversary of D-Day. Now, this is all assuming you have no other D-Days and no other trickle truths, okay? This is just, again, this is a generic timeline. Months 11 through 13 can be rough, can be really rough. And you kind of resurface with a lot of the feelings that came along with grief. Then after month 13, between 13 and 16, months 13 to 16 is when you start going, okay, well, I can do this. I think I got this. I'm still hurting, but I'm able to pull myself through this D-Day anniversary a little bit easier than I could have 8 months ago. I'm starting to see progress. And then by month 16, what they say, again, I cannot express this enough. This is a generic timeline. Usually by that time, a lot of us are starting to pull into more what we would consider to be normalcy. We're starting to feel kind of like ourselves. We're not thinking about the affair 24/7. We're starting to move. We feel forward momentum in ourselves and in our relationship. Now, in a perfect world, without any other, interferences, yeah, that timeline, I could see that being pretty typical. However, and if you're watching this, I think you're going to agree with me, life typically doesn't work that way. I, for instance, had multiple D-Days. So that timeline did not apply to me. I was back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. But what I will say is, even with multiple D-Days, I actually found I rebounded a little bit. I don't want to say better. Well, I guess better is a good word, but I rebounded stronger because I had already gone through that initial period. I had already done some work on me. So, it wasn't quite the same level of intensity than the first D-Day. So it was different, but it was still painful. It was still a resurfacing of grief. It was still another trauma. It was still having to process through all of that. So when it comes to timelines and how long is this going to take, it depends. It depends. It depends on your situation. It depends on the work your spouse is putting into it. It depends on Are you getting help? Is someone walking this journey with you? Is a coach walking with you? Is a therapist walking with you? Um, what is the best? What are you doing? How are you stepping into your recovery? Are you dealing with other things in your life? Do you have a sick parent you're having to care for? Did you lose your job? Are you the parent of multiple children and it's exhausting? I mean, there are a lot of things that factor into how well and how quickly we're able to move forward after an affair. So, my recommendation for you when you're asking yourself this question, how long does it take to heal, is that you need to take a lot of things into consideration for yourself. Ask yourself those questions. What is happening around you? Have you had multiple D-days? Is your spouse doing their part? Do you have external stressors that are making it more difficult for you to stay on task and to do the work necessary to heal? Are you putting in the effort to heal? Are you doing your part? Do you feel stuck? I mean, those are the things that can make healing take longer. Not allowing yourself to grieve, for instance, if you're a stuffer and you don't like how you feel, so you don't want to talk to people about it, you don't want to show it, and you just kind of stuff it and pretend like it's not there, you're probably going to be stifled for a bit. You're not going to heal as quickly because you're delaying the healing process by not allowing grief to flow. So those are some things to take into consideration. I really wish I had, I could patent that bad boy. If I had a timeline that I could just give and say, okay, well, you're here. And so, by next month, you're going to be here. It doesn't work that way. Everybody is different. Every single client I have is different. They're different. They're at different places. They've had different circumstances. And so they have to take that into consideration. So that being the case, don't look at this as I need a generic timeline. I need to know where I am. Okay. Instead, here's what I would encourage you to look at. Instead of wondering, what's my timeline? If you journal, this is a great thing to do in your journal, but try to always compare yourself to yourself. Like, it's not about where everybody else is on their affair recovery timeline. It's about where you are. Look back a month, 2 months, 6 months, however, wherever you are, look back and be thankful. Create like a list of gratitude points. What am I grateful for? Look how far I've come. Look, I'm back 3 months ago. I could barely get out of bed. Today I get out of bed and I'm actually excited about our vacation. Or, 6 months ago, I was looking at his phone every 4 minutes. I was scared to death. Today I can go days without thinking about looking at his phone. Measure your progress on yourself. Because really, to be honest, any kind of progress we make as individuals, we have to learn to compare it to us. Don't compare your progress to somebody else's progress. That doesn't make sense. You compare you to you. Okay, now what if you do that? Because I can hear the question coming through. What if I do that and I realize I haven't progressed at all? Maybe you're stuck. And realizing that is the first step to getting unstuck. So work with a coach, work with a therapist, and see if you can't get beyond your hurdles so that you can start seeing that forward momentum. But keep track of that. Celebrate, be proud of yourself. Listen, this is no small feat. Affair recovery is nothing to sneeze at. It is a big thing. It is a heavy thing. It is a hard thing. It is exhausting. So what I encourage you to do, what I encourage all of us to do, is to really look at us, look at where we were, look back and go, oh, wow, I didn't realize this, but I actually haven't thought about the affair partner in like a week. Huh. Yeah, I'm thinking about her now, but I'm really excited. I'm really proud of myself for that. Celebrate it. celebrate it. Okay. So that's what I encourage you to do. Don't get hung up on timelines. Don't get hung up on what other people's affair recovery journey looks like. If you're in my Facebook group, I know you're tempted to say, hey, it's been X time. Those of you who are this far, are you still feeling this? Comparing yourself to other people is apples and oranges, y'all. Don't do that. Compare yourself to yourself. And then as long as you feel like you're making forward momentum, then you are exactly where you need to be on your timetable, okay? Your timetable. That's exactly how long it takes to heal, is exactly how long it takes you to heal, okay? I know. I wish I could give you something that is solid and concrete, but I've said this before and I'll say it again. Affair recovery is gray. It's not black and white. We have to learn how to live in the gray, my friends, okay? So if you do find yourself stuck or you want some assistance moving forward and getting that forward momentum, I am a master certified coach and I would really love to talk to you about how I can help you. So if you're looking for someone to walk that journey with you, schedule a free consultation right below here, as well as grab those freebies. I've got a guide and a great video that can help you out. Plus I have a Facebook group I'd love for you to join, okay? And if you are a husband watching this, hey, listen, the Facebook group is just for ladies, but if you're looking for a coach, I'm actually coaching a couple of husbands right now, so feel free to schedule a consultation if you would like to. I'm happy to talk to you and see if I can walk this journey alongside you and help you get that forward momentum that you really, really want so you can get through this healing process and get to the other side.